sorry about that. We were on the mute. My bad. All right, we're here tonight with GAC Racing League at VOLUSIA Speedway, and we're going to be running some 360 sprint cars here tonight. I'm here with Joe Mitchell. What's up there, Joe?
No, not too much. Hanging in there. How about you?
Doing pretty good, man. Just getting ready for tonight's race. Getting ready to see some action here tonight. See who, if anybody's got anything for Tony Gray.
Yeah, we saw him. He had a bit of a rough run last week. Got caught up in some trouble, but so far here in practice, looks like he's kind of setting the pace. Because I mean, he's got a few tenths on the rest of the field at the moment, so maybe out to make some sort of statement, if he hasn't made one already. But you never know.
Yeah, we're closing in. I believe this is what, race number 9 out of 12, so definitely closing in. Dean Viney, I believe, was only 27 points back from last race, and then the race before that he was 29 points back, so he gained a couple points on him. Still a little bit of time to try to gain some more points on him, but he's got to get it done now. He's probably the closest one to him right now.
And it's good to see too. There's a lot of new names up in the top 5 to 8, I'd say. Like, a lot of guys are really getting the hang of it, starting to get comfortable with the car and learning what they can and can't do. And the racing's been really good these last few weeks.
Yeah, they've been definitely putting on a lot of good runs here, especially going back to the same track again for the second time. I believe this is the second time at Volusia, so this hopefully should be pretty good. Looks like we're getting ready to get a pit party going here. Quickly go over the temperature. We got 75 degrees, 102 track temp, 45% humidity, and clear skies. So definitely going to see some tracks changing here tonight. We see that quite a bit, especially on the long green flag runs.
Yeah, if the track changes as much as it has right now in practice, I see there's quite a few guys slip sliding around. The track's kind of lost the one groove, the main groove of the track. So guys are either really, really low against that wall or running the outside right now. Looks like the middle of the track's kind of gone for the moment.
Yeah, looks like we got a good bunch of guys out here right now, man. Almost a pretty full field.
Yeah, it looks like I'm seeing 17 guys. It's a really good turnout. It's about what a World of Outlaws race would have. I think they start 24, so it's not far off from that number.
Yeah, and it's, like, we all like bigger fields, but bigger fields get you in a lot of trouble. So this is kind of like a good-sized field, especially on a track this size. We'll let these guys get a little bit down here. We'll go over some points. Oh, we got somebody already up into the rails.
That was the one of Ralph Connor Jr.
Yeah, and he was our winner last week. See a lot of dirt flying.
Cool, Dean Viney got sideways, collected a few cars there. That's what the track's super slick right now in that one groove, and kind of looked like that one kind of jumped up and bit him.
Yep. Let me run over some points here real quick as we come into tonight's race. This is the point standings after 8 races. There's 12 races in this series. This is the first time GAC's in the dirt series, so been pretty interesting, been pretty good. But Tony Gray comes in, your leader. Dean Viney still holding on to second place. He's about 27 points back, and then you got Mark Koshik sitting in 3rd, Michael Palmer in 4th, John Estes in 5th, Randy Perdue is in 6th, Chuck Shaw moves back to 7th, Ralph Connor Jr. with that win last week moves him up to 8th, Billy Rodenbarger moves back to 9th, Len McNeese is in 10th, Gary Shank up to 11th, Jim Locking. We've seen Jim kind of fall back a little bit. He had a really strong start in the beginning. He's sitting up at 12th. And then 13th is Shane Gross, and Paul Cohen now rounds out your top 14. So we did see some shuffling around going on.
Yeah, it seems like there's been a pretty significant change throughout that, like, 3rd to 10th place range. There's been a whole bunch of different comers and goers and points. It's been really interesting. I know Dean's been trying to chip away at that points lead that Tony has.
Ooh. Let's see, the 72 John Estes into the 25 of Gary Shank right there. Good thing this is all under warm-up.
Yeah, just getting it out of the way in practice, that's all.
Let's take a quick look at the top 10 right now. Tony Gray is up in the top. That 00 got the fastest time out here. Then Randy Perdue, Mark Koshix, Jim Locking, Len McNeese, Dean Viney, Ralph Connor Jr., Michael Palmer, Gary Shank, and Greg Laney. I'm not really sure who Greg Laney is. Must be a new member. They let him come out here tonight.
Yeah, I believe that's his first race. I don't recall ever seeing that name before. So.
That's cool. Got some real nice looking cars out there, man. I love these cars. I really wish I had the time to get back out there and do some running on them.
Yeah, I really like driving these cars. I think the 360 is probably the most fun, just because it has just enough power to make it fun, but it's not overpowered, kind of like the 410. I know when the track slicks off like it is right now, the 410s can be a pretty big handful. You got to have excellent throttle control, and I don't have it apparently.
And I believe these guys are getting ready to go into a driver's meeting. I guess they're waiting for Greg Laney to pull it on off the track. Want to give a quick shout out to Americus Pizza King, 7506 State Road 25 North, Lafayette, Indiana. Great food, great people, good atmosphere. If you're up in that way, go on in, stop on in, tell them GAC, tell them about you, and go hang out. If you guys are watching tonight, we appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully these guys put on a good show for you here tonight. All right, these guys are in a driver's meeting. We're going to go quickly to our national anthem, and then we will come back with, excuse me, with Qualify. I'm losing my mind here for a minute. See where I have it at. I guess I don't have it loaded in my ATVO on this one, so let me go find it on my overlays, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back here live. We're just waiting for these guys to finish up with their driver's meeting. We have about, I don't know, a minute and a half left in time before we go to qualify. We will put up the qualify ticker. We'll keep an eye on who's going to start up in the front. Right now, the way it looks, Tony Gray, Randy Perdue, Mark Koshix, Jim Locking, Len McNeese, your top 5. Dean Viney, Ralph Connor Jr., Michael Palmer, Gary Shank, Greg Laney, rounding out your top 10. We'll see who changes that during qualify. Take one more time at the track conditions here. We got a clear sky, 75 degrees, track temperature of 102, and about 45% humidity. So it's going to be definitely an interesting race here for sure. See Harvey Scott in that number 15 out here getting a couple extra laps in before the time runs out. A little less than 30 seconds now, and we will go to qualify, Joe.
Yeah, sorry. I was having some technical difficulties.
Oh, that's all right. That's what they're there for.
Right when you don't want them.
I know. Hey, I'll tell you what, it always keeps you on your toes, no matter how much you test, how much you try. It seems like when go time comes, something pops up that's unexpected. But it's good, though, because once you figure it out, you kind of get it down for the next time. Because I'm having trouble right now where it says HHMMSS. It's supposed to be the countdown of the timer. It was working before. It's not working now. Hopefully it'll change once we go to live session.
It looks like these guys are starting to roll out here for qualifying, so about 30 to 45 seconds we should get some times in here.
Riding around right now with Harvey Scott. Try and jump around with a couple different guys on this camera view and get a little feel for the track. Ooh, into the wall. Out here with Greg Laney now. It's like Ralph Conner Jr. right now so far up in that #1 spot. Let's take a ride around with the 00 of Tony Gray. Tony was fastest during warm-up. We'll see if he can take that spot again here in the pole.
Yeah, it looked like Ralph Conner stepped his time up a little bit to a 14.79, but Gary Schenk up to the top spot with a 14.70 right now. Tony Gray, 14.6.
Yeah, I had a feeling Tony Gray was going to be up there pretty quick. Let's take a look at Dean Viney in that number 71. Dean Viney right now in 6th. Got himself a 14.849. Going to hang on to 6 right now. See a lot of the guys now pulling them in. Here's Michael Palmer in the number 31. He's sitting in 7th.
Looks like everyone in the field has taken a time so far. We'll see if anyone's only taken 1 lap so far, if anyone can try to knock Tony Gray off that top spot.
Randy Perdue right now sitting in 6th. Michael Palmer moves back to 8th. He's got a 14.866. Randy Perdue, 14.830, going to hang on to 6th. And I believe the last person out is Billy Rodenberger, and his time is done. He's in 14th. So that's your qualifying order. Looks like Tony Gray is going to start on the pole here tonight. So congratulations to Tony on that run. See if Tony can pull it off here tonight. Grab himself another win. Spread that lead out a little bit further.
And it seemed like he hadn't really had any bad luck in the first half of their season, and there's been a couple races where he's been caught up in some stuff, so anything can happen here with these last few races.
Yeah, and we got, I can't really see the amount of laps, man. My eyes are bad, but we have a pretty decent.
52 laps tonight.
I'm sorry?
52 laps.
Yeah, so I wasn't sure if it was 32 or 52. It was really small on my screen, but yeah. That's a pretty good run there. If we go green, you saw what happened last week, man, with that green flag run. Guys are starting to search all over for grip. Gonna be the same thing here tonight. Gonna start off low and move out to the outside. There are gonna be a few guys that are gonna try to run that inside line, but I don't know. That inside line sometimes gets you in trouble.
And another thing I've noticed too over the last several weeks was it seems like a lot of these guys that are finishing up in the top 5 tend to start near or outside of the top 10. That once the track starts to change, it's almost like it kind of plays into their hands a little bit, and they just get more comfort, or they find a good rhythm, and they're able to start making their way up through the field. So I don't think that qualifying necessarily dictates who's going to win, because
No.
I've seen a lot of guys charging through the field once it starts to get tacky again. I mean, when it's wet and slick, it's a handful.
And you know what I always say too, it's not always the fastest car that wins. We've seen that time and time again, and you know, we've seen where we thought the guy was going to come across the start finish line, take the checkers, and something happened right there at the end to kind of blow that out of the water. So it ain't over till it's over, man. That's one thing I've learned from racing and broadcasting, man. That anything can happen, and it usually does. All right, these guys are lining up, so let's go over the grid here. We have Tony Gray starting in first. Congratulations to Tony on that pole. Gary Shanks starting second. Starting third, Mark Koshik's fourth place start will be Ralph Connor Jr., your winner from last week. Len McNeese will be starting fifth. Randy Perdue is going to start sixth tonight. Seventh is going to be Dean Viney. Eighth is Michael Palmer. Ninth is Jim Locking. 10th is Greg Laney. Joe?
Harvey Scott will start 11th tonight. 12th place is John Estes. 13th is Shane Gross. Billy Rodenberger starts 14th. Chuck Shaw Jr. in 15th. David Gainforth in 16th. And rounding out the field in 17th is Paul Cohen.
Awesome. We should see a real good run here tonight. Just waiting for that pace truck to get fired up, get these guys taken around the track. Hopefully we see some good green flag runs here tonight. Get to see this track change up. And we'll see if anybody's got anything they can hand to Tony Gray tonight. Tony Gray in that 00 looking for a 3-time championship. He's got the championship in the super late models, the championship in the season before in the Camping World trucks, and looking for the championship here in the 360 sprint cars. So this will be the first time, if he can get it done, that anybody's done this in GAC. They've had a couple, Dean was saying, a couple of back-to-back champions years ago. And Tony, obviously, this season, you know, with that second one, looking for a third one, man. So that'd be pretty interesting to see if that happens sometime here this season.
Yeah, that'd be pretty neat. I know GAC has been around for several years now, and I mean, we'd be watching some GAC history unfold. You never know what can happen.
So we'll have to keep an eye on that 00 tonight as we get this thing rolling. So it looks like everybody did take the field. And the pace truck lights are out. We'll be taking them around one more time here. Take a quick jump here with Tony Gray starting on the inside behind the pace truck. Everybody got to take a deep breath and wait for that flag to drop and keep that thing going.
I was going to say take a deep breath and hold it in for 52 laps.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you do, I think. I know that's what I would be doing. It's almost like Daytona. All right, pace truck is jumping on in. We're going to get ready to go green. Green flag is out.
A quick green flag. Tony Gray on the inside trying to clear Gary Shank there. He's able to get it done. And we got a couple side-by-side battles going on behind these guys.
Oh, we got somebody around, and I saw it. Looked like, I think Greg Laney might have been involved in that.
No yellow.
Yellow did come out a little bit further down the line here. Tried to see what happened here, but it looks like Greg Laney, Paul Cohen, Jim Locking, and Billy Rodenbarger right now are being shown all a lap down. And it looks like Harvey Scott in that number 15 gonna make his way out of pit road. Where's Jim Locking? Jim Locking right now is in front. He's showing one lap down and heading into the pits. So we'll see what happened. I'm not really sure what happened. I tried to get back to it, but it wouldn't let me get to it. It brought me back to the start-finish line and wouldn't let me go any further. So sorry about that.
Yeah, I was trying to go back and look real quick. It kind of looked like Billy Rodenberger and what was Greg Laney, I believe, got together in 3 and 4. It knocked Billy into the pits, and then the next lap around, about 3 or 4 guys got into one another. I wasn't quite able to make sure what happened there, but that's what ended up bringing out the yellow, I believe.
All right, lights are out. We're going back green, 2 by 2 here. Tony Gray back down on the inside. Gary Shank on the outside. Behind them, Mark Koshik, Ralph Connor Jr. And don't count out that number 1. That old Mighty Mouse on the side of that car.
Yeah.
Len McNeese right there in that number 84, and Dean Viney right there on the outside in the 71 in row 3.
Pace trucks in, green flags out, they're back underway. Gary Shank with a good jump on the outside, trying to get that lead away from Tony. Still side by side, getting down into 3.
And Tony's real good down on that inside. He's getting that thing to stick. Tony Gray does get out front. Let's jump back a little bit further. We got a big traffic jam back here.
And we got another yellow. Harvey Scott, Jim Locking was stopped.
Let's see if he'll let me go back. Oh, I see the 91 was around a little bit, so let me back up a little bit with Jim Locking real quick. Yeah, it looks like the 91 went around, made a little bit of contact. The 15 got into him, and that kind of caused it all. Jim towed, and the 74 in the back of the 51. Tony Gray still up front. Somebody getting a wave around right now. So Tony Gray's still up front. Tony Gray's got 8 laps led. Started first. Currently sitting first. Take a quick look at your top 10. Tony Gray, Gary Shank, Mark Koshik, Ralph Connor Jr., Len McNeese, Michael Palmer, Randy Perdue, Dean Viney, Shane Gross, and Chuck Shaw Jr. Getting ready to go back green here, side by side. Lights are out.
Let's see if Gary can get another good restart like he did, or if Tony's going to be on top of it this time. Try to hold him off.
Let's take a start from the left side camera of Gary Shank in second place on the outside. Kind of get a bird's eye view. You see the pace truck turn on in. Green flag is out.
Looks like they still got a good start that time. Gary crossing over Tony, getting on the inside into 3. Can't quite make it stick. Tony holds him off.
Man, that was a good start right there.
Side by side for 3rd place, Mark Koshik and Ralph Connor Jr. Nice little battle for 3rd going right there.
You see Mark Koshik's down on the inside. And Ralph Connor Jr. Oh, they make a little bit of contact. And the 5 of Randy Perdue gets caught up in that one. It doesn't look like Randy Perdue hit the wall too hard. I don't think he's really got that much damage. Oh man, that was tough.
Yeah, it looked like he just got on the brakes hard to avoid that and ended up spinning himself down by the tires. But like you said, didn't look like he got too much damage, or if he really even hit the wall. So could be not that bad of a break. I know he was closer to the front.
Yeah, we just seen it now. He just barely tapped the inside tires there going into pit road, so not too bad. He should be all right. He was just trying to avoid hitting, wrecking, and did a real good job slowing it down. Man, we're seeing some racing now.
Yeah, these guys not really shy around one another. I know they all know one another very well, and they all know how to race around one another, so I'm sure we haven't seen the end of it yet.
So right now in your top 10, Tony Gray, Gary Shank, Ralph Connor Jr., Len McNeese, Mark Koshik rounding out your top 5. Dean Viney, Shane Gross, Harvey Scott, David Gamefaw, Chuck Shaw Jr. rounding out your top 10 there. Tony Gray still hanging on to the lead here. 16 laps led so far. We're at coming to lap 19. Looks like we may have one car off the track, and that is Jim Locking.
Got these guys doubled back up. Gonna go green this time by.
Let's take a start with Dean Viney. Jump on the left front suspension of Dean Viney a little bit further back in the pack.
These trucks in, green's out.
And they
start that time.
It makes a little bit of contact with the 33 of Mark Koshik's on that start.
Yeah, that was really close. See that one of Ralph Connor Jr., Mighty Mouse, starting to make his way up towards the front. It's up in the 3rd right now. Just trying to get a peek on the inside of Gary there.
I'll tell you what, we seen him last week come from the back, get up to the front, and take the win, and the yellow is out. Looks like Len McNeese stuck into the wall. Len McNeese gonna tow it. Let's go back and try to see what happened with Len real quick. Oh, looks like he just got up too high. It grabs the wall, does a flip onto his side, and man, spinning. So Len McNeese gonna tow it. So it looks like right now, Jim Locking, Billy Rodenbarger look like the 2 cars that are off the track. Len McNeese towing. And everybody else still running out here tonight. Lap 23 of 52. See if we can't get a couple of looks at some of these cars here real quick. Got some real nice looking cars here, man. Here's Dean Viney in the Goodyear Valvoline. Shane Gross, the Old Schools Motorsports. Randy Perdue. Yeah, it looks like we might be getting ready to go back. So Tony Gray going to take the inside. Gary Shank again on the outside. We see Gary Shank trying to make that move there on the outside. We'll see if he's got anything now. But Tony Gray, man, he can make that inside line really work pretty good. And pace truck is in. Green flag is out. And Gary Shank with a really good start. See if he can do anything, man. They almost make contact. And he's going to try and cut down low. Cannot get it done. Tony Gray going to go to the outside. Here comes Ralph Connors Jr. and that number 1. Looking to the inside now. 25, Gary Shank.
Looks like he's able to make the pass right there. I saw all kinds of moving back here for about 4th through 6th. Looks like they kind of got it settled out for the time being.
Gary Shank trying to look back on the inside.
It looked like he was going to dive it in there hard, but Ralph kind of came down on him a little bit and checked up.
Let's go back. I see Dean Viney. Is it Harvey Scott and Mark Koshicks were just side by side, and Dean Viney gets himself up to 4th. Dean Viney having a really good run here. Go back a little bit to Randy Perdue. We saw him kind of slide into the wall a little bit, try to avoid that car earlier. It looks like he's doing pretty good. He's in 7th, and he is followed by Greg Laney in that number 52 sitting in 8th. Shane Gross back here in 9th. John Estes and Michael Palmer round out 10th and 11th. Let's go back out front. Tony Gray getting ready to lap the 51 of Paul Cohen, and I think that was...
I think it was 101 David Gainforth.
Thank you.
Ralph Palmer making his way through there too.
Mark Koshicks right there in that number 33 in 6th, and 7th is Randy Perdue. He was just up there trying to take a look on the inside, loses a little bit of ground, gonna have to make it back up. Harvey Scott in that 15 right in front of them, and he is trying to close in on Dean Viney in that 71. And he's gonna pass the 51 of Paul Cohen, who's a lap down.
Well, that was 30 wide there.
So it looks like Tony Gray's got about a 1.5 seconds over Ralph Connor Jr. See if we can see that. There's Tony Gray going by. Ralph Connor Jr. not too far behind. See Tony Gray right now approaching the 84 of Len McNeese. Len McNeese catches the wall just a little bit. And we see Dean Viney trying to close in here on Gary Shank. Oh, and somebody up into the wall. It's Len McNeese. And the yellow does come out. Let's see if we can find out what happened with Len. Looked like, same thing. Looked like he grabbed the wall, drew him right out of the park, too. Yeah, he's just kind of wicked loose up on the top. Oh, you see him catch the wall there. Gets a little contact with the 25, throws him right back into the pits.
Yeah, I just saw that contact with Gary and him. Just trying to look and see if Gary had any damage. Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I think he kind of got lucky on that one. You know, sometimes you can kind of just like buzz through it, you know?
Yeah. It's kind of a lucky break right there for Gary Schenk. Having a strong run here tonight. That would have been a unfortunate turn of events for him.
Yeah, but look at this. Tony Gray out front, Ralph Conner Jr. in second, Gary Shank in third, Dean Viney in fourth, Harvey Scott in fifth. We see Ralph Conner Jr. move up to second. We've seen Ralph Conner Jr. pretty strong last week. Obviously, he's got a little bit of something there under the hood tonight, so we'll see if he's got anything for Tony Gray maybe on this start. We're closing in on 12 laps to go. If he's got anything, he's got to do it now.
Looks like they're getting doubled up, hopefully, here for the last time. Have about a 10-lap shootout here to the finish.
That's an awesome sight right there, watching all those cars coming around like that.
Pace truck hits pit road, quick green flag. Tony Gray with a huge advantage going into turn one.
Yeah, I don't think they were ready for that start. That flag dropped quick. Although Ralph Conner Jr. does come out in second, able to get through that. Let's go back quickly to this. The 15 and the 5 side by side, rubbing wheels.
Yeah, they were making some contact there. Looks like Harvey Scott's going to get to the inside of him. Gets loose. Randy Perdue able to clear him off of 4.
See if Ralph Conner Jr. can close it in on Tony Gray. Doesn't look like he's able to make up that much time. He's got him by about 5/10.
A side-by-side battle back here for 9th place. Oh, Michael Palmer getting a little loose there. Almost contact with Shane Gross.
And we see a lot of dirt, a lot of dust flying around. So this track is definitely drying out. Dean Viney right now in 4th, right behind the 25 of Gary Shank. Going to try and duck down low. And the yellow comes out.
Seeing Len McNeese slow off the 2. I don't know if maybe he was involved.
Four laps to go. I wonder if we're going to go back green. Right now, the way it sits, Tony Gray up front, 45 laps led. Ralph Conner Jr. second. Gary Shank third. Dean Viney fourth. Randy Perdue in fifth. Harvey Scott in sixth. Mark Koshix in seventh. Greg Laney eighth. Michael Palmer ninth. Shane Grosser top 10. And we'll see if we're going to get maybe a 1-lap or 2-lap shootout here.
Yeah, that could be interesting. I know I wouldn't want to be picking lane choice on a 1-lap shootout. You never know. I mean, 1 to go. Really, I mean, the gloves are off at that point. It's kind of fair game, I think, if you get moved out of the way for a win. I don't know.
Yeah, I know a lot of places that we go to is you know, 10 laps to go, man. It's free game.
The lights are out on the pace truck, so we will have a 1-lap shootout.
It looks like Tony Gray is going to take the inside.
It's going to get crazy.
Yeah, I can't believe how fast that green flag comes out as soon as the pace truck starts to turn in, man. It's back green, so we'll see if they have another quick green start here again. And this is going to decide it here tonight. Green flag is out.
Tony Gregg with another good jump there. Ralph Conner trying to get there.
And he is trying hard, man. Tony Gray going to try and block. They make contact.
3 wide. Gary Shank doing it.
Wow. Gary Shank, Tony Gray, and Ralph Conner Jr. first, second, and third. Gary was in the right place at the right time.
I don't think I've ever seen a 3 wide finish like that before. That was awesome.
That was pretty good. So congratulations to number 25, Gary Shank, getting his win here tonight. It opened up and let him on by, so that ain't too bad. And we know Gary Shank, you heard him last week. He is not a he is definitely not one of those guys that likes this dirt style racing, you know.
Man, that's pretty impressive from what he said last week, being able to stay in contention there and pull that win off. I don't know, that was just wild. I don't really know what else to say about it.
That was great. That was definitely a good finish. All right, we'll go 3, 2, 1. If you want, you can do 3 and 1. I'll do 2.
Sounds good. Ralph Conner Jr., this is Joe up in the booth. You got a copy?
I sure do.
Hey, man, we saw a wild race. You started 4th tonight. You're able to bring it home 1 position better in 3rd. We saw the track go through a lot of changing. It seemed like it really started to slick off. Guys were kind of searching around a little bit. But I think we got to ask and for the fans and everything to walk us through that last lap. We didn't think it was going to go green again, and just what was going through your mind that last lap shootout there.
Just try to get the best start I could on the outside and hope I had some good luck. And Tony moved up, I went to the bottom, and I thought I had the perfect position, and we touched just a little bit and it slowed us both up, and Gary was able to get around us.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it a little bit. We said, 1 to go. That's kind of the gloves are off. It was almost, we expected some contact to be made there. But wow, man, what a finish. It was 3 wide coming out of 4. I don't know if you knew that, but it was pretty wild. It's good that you saved it and that you're able to bring it home in 3rd tonight and be able to get up here and have a little chat with us. But other than that wild and eventful finish, how'd the race go for you overall?
The race was real good. I think Tony and I were pretty much the class in the field. If they would have stayed green longer, I think Tony would have beat me, but I was giving it everything I could to catch him.
Well, you guys definitely didn't disappoint tonight. You put on a heck of a show. I'm sure there was a couple more cautions than what would have been liked, I guess would be the way to put it. I don't know. I'm still kind of speechless over the finish, but you're able to keep it there up in front pretty much the whole race. You bring it home 3rd tonight. It's a good run, good points night for you. Congratulations on the crazy finish. Congrats on even making it to the finish after everything that happened. And before we let you go, is there anyone you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank my wife for allowing me to race. I'd like to thank Kryptonite Racing Chassis for his wonderful chassis.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the 3rd. I'm sure it's not what you wanted, but it could have been a lot worse. But better luck next week.
Thanks.
All right, we'll move over to Tony Gray. Let me get a hold of him here. Hey, Tony Gray, Paul and Joe up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I've got you, Paul.
Hey, man, great run out there, buddy. 48 laps led. Looked like you had this one in the bag, man. That late caution really didn't do any much justice for you. But, last lap there, man, gloves are off, man. Good to see you guys able to save it, gather it up, and still come home with a decent finish, man. How was it for you?
Yeah, like I say, I mean, it's dirt track racing, so what you going to say? You got to love it. You got to take the good with the bad. When you have a late caution like that, that's just the chances you take, whether you're going to pick the inside or outside. And it's a hard, I've said it before, it's a hard decision to make. And I knew, that Ralph was going to do everything he could to try to get by me. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to sit back there and ride. So, like I say, can't say a thing. I'm just glad I was able to hang on a second here.
Yeah, that was definitely an exciting finish, man. 3 wide across the line. We knew that last lap shootout was definitely going to be something. But you seemed to make that inside line work pretty good. We weren't really sure if you were going to take the inside or the outside on that last restart, man. But you seemed to do really good down there on that low side, man, even when the track's worn out. And that's something, bro. But it looks like it's going to increase your points again here tonight. You're going to definitely hang on to the top spot. And we're winding down these races, bro. You might be a 3-timer here.
Man, I'll tell you, I sure hope we can pull it off. I was really wanting to do it when the season started and everything. I really wanted to be able to say I was one of the first ones to do it over here at GAC. So, that was a big momentum getter there for me. But, after what happened and everything I guess it was last week named with Timothy Kelleher and everything, with him passing, I really want to try to win this championship. I want to dedicate this whole season to him for sure. Even though I didn't win tonight, I'd like to dedicate this race to him. Like I say, Tim was a good friend and definitely going to be missed for everybody here in the sim world. So I'm hoping I can pull this thing out this season for him and his family and all.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. We were looking at the car earlier, man. We see you got the number 4 on there, 410, man, and I think that's really good. Keep Tim here with us, man. Tim definitely was a good guy. Definitely going to be missed, man. It'd be good to see you do it for him, man. I'm sure he's up there right now yelling down, "Let's go, Tony, man. Get that thing rolling, buddy." So, but a great run here tonight, man. 48 laps led, started out on the pole, and kept it out there all night long, man. Did a great job as always, buddies. It's always fun and exciting seeing you out there running, man, in that old school's motorsports paint. Hopefully you got something for him next week, and you got a pretty decent cushion, man. It don't mean to relax, but I think you're pretty safe if you can stay consistent for the next couple races. I think we might see history here in the making.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking so. If but anything can happen. I mean, we still got some races left, and anything like tonight, or it could be a lot worse. So anything could happen, and the tides can change in a hurry. But I'm definitely feeling that I am in the best shape that I could hope to be in at this stage of the game. So hopefully we can get this thing pulled off for sure.
Yeah, man. Well, congratulations. I know it ain't the win, but second place ain't bad. Great run here tonight, 48 laps. Before we let you get out of here, man, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I got to thank Dean and Lynn and admins over here at GAC putting on a heck of a league, man. We've had a blast this season so far, and looking forward for the rest of the season. Got to give a shout out to you and Joe up there in the booth, SR Broadcast, and thank y'all for everything y'all do each and every week. Awesome job there for sure. I'd like to give a shout out for anybody, all the guys and gals up at Pizza King up in Indiana. Locals call it the Camel Crossing. I want to give them a shout out in case they're out there watching tonight. I was hoping to be able to pull it off for them tonight, but maybe we'll get them next week. Give a shout out to my teammates, Shane Gross, and all my guys at Old Schools Motorsports.
Well, awesome, man. It was exciting watching you run here tonight. Definitely a great run, and we look forward to seeing you next week, man. See what you got for these boys.
I appreciate it, Paul. We're going to do our best, brother. I promise you.
All right, man. Go out, go celebrate, man. Have some fun.
Hey.
All right, we'll grab a word in with our winner here, Mr. Gary Shank.
Hey, Gary, it's Joe and Paul up in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
Yes, I do. How you guys doing?
Oh, not too bad, buddy. Not after that finish. We're doing pretty good. So, first, I just have to say, we got the interview last week. For someone who says they were not a dirt track guy, you come out, qualify second, and you were the man on the restarts. You definitely had them down. You were timing them really good. There were several times we thought you were going to get by, but I think we're all still stuck on that last lap deal. I don't know. how did it all look from your point of view?
Yeah, it's while we're waiting here for you guys to talk to me, they're all smack talking up there, just saying about me hating dirt, and I hold by what I said last week. I still don't like it, but yeah, it was. I guess kind of wrapped my head around it the other week. Say, okay, we got to deal with it a couple more weeks, so I'm just going to be aggressive with it, and I guess give what I've been taking here over the past couple weeks, and it's kind of working out.
Yeah, that was just a wild and crazy finish. Well, I don't know if I was just kind of speechless. I don't think I've ever seen a 3-wide finish like that. Just everything that happened, we were talking about it, 1 lap to go. It's kind of like the gloves are off, basically. We expected some contact and some bumping. We didn't expect it to the extent that it happened, and you were able to just sneak right through there, steal the win. That's got to feel pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's about the only thing I thought of, was to get a good run through 3 and 4, and if they just get together and I can make it stick on the bottom, I might have a chance, and it actually worked out, so sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, you were in the hunt all night. I mean, you were up front. It didn't really look like you were struggling all that much. It just, restarts. Tony being on the inside looked like he had a little bit of an advantage, and then that lane starting to kind of go away. Kind of saw some guys changing things around, searching for grip, and you just happen to be there at the end to capitalize on some contact made. So congratulations.
Yeah, I was kind of trying to pinch him down. I mean, you have the lack of grip, and you're not, you have the lane that you're in, and the other guy has a lane that he's in. The grip level's different. So I was trying to pinch him down a little bit on the starts to take away his momentum, and it worked. And hoping to cross over and get below him. I think that worked one other time too. But yeah, he's definitely faster in the long run for sure.
Well, faster or not, you come away with the victory tonight, and congratulations on that. I know you're not really in it for the points. You're just out here for the fun, and I can't think of any more fun to have than stealing a win away. So congratulations on your first place tonight. And before we let you go and celebrate with everybody, who would you like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, there's always family watching Florida, watching your broadcast, so I think we'll say hello to them. There's, I believe we have the Pizza King that I think there was folks there watching at that restaurant out there in Indiana, so we'll say hello to those folks as well. Thanks to you guys in the booth and Dean for the league, and look forward to getting on asphalt soon, but it was at least a fun win here tonight.
Well, that's awesome, man. We appreciate it, and thanks for being a part of the GAC and putting on a great show with the rest of these guys, and we'll let you go.
Thanks, guys. You have a great night.
All right. Congratulations, man. All right. Well, there you go. Gary Shank, man, he comes out of here. Your winner tonight. Gary Shank did start second. I know he said he doesn't like the dirt, but he had a good strong start here tonight and was up in the front pretty much all night long. So, you get that win, you get that win. So congratulations to him, man. It's good to see somebody get a win here and kind of shake things up. We got to talk to Tony Gray, who's leading in the points right now. He does take it home second. He did lead, I believe it was 46 laps tonight. So, he definitely had a strong car there, man. Just that last restart. There's really nothing you can do. It's all out battle, man. First one across the line, man. And you heard him say that's the way it should be done. So, he's got no hard feelings there, man. That's racing. That's the way it's got to go. And these guys have been doing a good job. We'll be back here again next Monday. I'm not sure what track, because I'm not really sure if Dean changed it to Lanier. I thought it was the 5th and 10th race we were going to be doing Lanier. So don't hold me to it, but I think we're going to be at Lanier next week. We'll be right back here live again at 8:45, so tune on in with GAC. Joe, I don't know about you, man, but that was definitely a pretty good race and a very exciting finish there, man.
Yeah, I mean, that was just awesome. I don't know. There's no other word for it. I've never seen anything quite like that here. It's just awesome to be a part of it. Thanks, GAC, for letting us do these races and be able to witness that. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know. That was just a great race. Cautions or not, whatever. The cautions set that up. And I don't know. I don't think I would have had that one any other way.
Yeah. All right, we'll go over the summary here. Gary Shank comes out your winner. Tony Gray finishes second. Ralph Conner Jr.'s third. We had a total of 52 laps, 7 lead changes, 6 cautions. And we were at Volusia Speedway Park. 75 degrees, 102 track temperature, so pretty good. Let's run over the results and then we'll pack up and get out of here, Joe.
Sounds good.
All right, finishing first here tonight, your winner is Gary Shank. The second place is Mr. Tony Gray in that 00. Ralph Conner Jr. in that number 1 will take home third. Dean Viney in the number 71 with another good finish here tonight will finish fourth. Scott Harvey, that number 15, he will take home 5th. Mark Koshix in the 33 takes home 6th. Michael Palmer in the 31 finishes 7th. Number 5, Randy Perdue will finish 8th. The 101, David Gameforth finishes 9th. Rounding out your top 10 tonight is Shane Gross in that number 41.
Yes, sir. The driver of the 56, Chuck Shaw Jr. finishes 11th. 12th place is Greg Laney in the 52. 72 of John Estes finishes 13th tonight. 14th in that 51 machine is Paul Cohen. What is 15th? I apologize. Len McNeese in the 84, who we saw had some struggles tonight. He brings it home 15th. The 74 of Billy Rodenberger finishes 16th, and the 91 of Jim Locking rounds out the field in 17th.
All right, well, that's what we got. Like I said, we'll be here next week on Monday night, 8:45 live with GAC. Come on back, tune on in. I hope you had fun, and we appreciate you coming in and checking us out. Until then, thanks for being up here with me, Joe. I'll be back here again with you next week, and everybody be safe.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. Thanks, everybody.